People deluded. Did you guys watch the Copa America? Congratulations to Argentina. If you did watch the Copa America or have been following the Copa America, you would be completely up to speed with Richard Rios, people. He's got an interesting story. I potentially think he could be a wild card, not just for Arsenal, but for a lot of clubs, people. And his story and to what led to this point of him actually playing for Colombia is quite interesting, people. And that's the subject for today. Again, this is a player I came to find out about just from watching the Copa America, really. I found out he plays for Palmeiras in Brazil and obviously Colombia international level. I don't know too much about the player. I'm not going to act like I'm some knowledgeable guy on this, but the more I delve into his profile and things of that ilk, I can see why he's drawing interest from a lot of clubs in Europe, etc., people. As I said, I came to find out about him purely by chance and just following the Copa America. The 6'1" midfielder is a player who's very exciting. Admittedly, I don't know too much about him, but once again, the more research put in, the more I like about him. He's blessed technically. He initially played futsal as a kid, and actually 5 years ago was essentially playing futsal, people. And when I see the way he plays, the sort of skillful nature, the fearlessness, the quick speed of thought, the quick movement with his feet, with a ball at his feet, I can understand the transferables that futsal has, obviously, to the 11-a-side football, people. And you can see why a lot of South Americans tend to take that route, people. You know, already in his short career, essentially at his age, he's technically played in Mexico and Brazil. He's actually never played professional football in Colombia, people. 5 years ago, he was playing futsal. That was all he knew. He was a futsal player and he was discovered by Flamengo of Rio while playing in an international tournament. Then he made this step to an 11-a-side game. He was then loaned to Mexico, where obviously injuries and other sort of shenanigans led to a short stagnation in his development. He returned to Brazil, people, frustrated at the lack of opportunities. He actually, terminated his contract or done something with Flamengo, and then obviously, long story short, he's found himself at Palmeiras, people, where he's stood out for them in the league and he's done quite well, and then doing what he needs to do, and he's become a vital player and an important player for them, people, in helping them win the Brazilian Serie A. He's 23 years of age. He's a strong candidate potentially to be a wild card and be a revelation in the European game. I really like his story and think he's really interesting. He's come all the way from futsal to force himself into the national team setup. Some of you will remember how well he played at against Spain at international level in a friendly after coming on at half time, playing on the wide right hand side, which obviously shows his adaptability. He got 90 minutes against Romania, people. You probably would have seen his long range strike in the Copa America and generally great performances. I'll be surprised if on social media some of his skillful exploits are not doing the rounds and being cut up for YouTube shorts, etc., etc. He's made considerable progress since joining Palmeiras, people. You know, he's gone from futsal to playing for Granani, forgive me for mispronunciations, to Flamengo. Now he's obviously playing for Palmeiras and doing quite well, people, and just excelling, really. You know, few players can say their stock has risen as much as him in the last 12 to 15 to 18 months per se. You know, the 24-year-old has played 82 times for Palmeiras, so now he does have a degree of experience under his belt. He's chipped in with 2 assists and 5 goals. I would describe him as a more central based player from what I've seen, but he can operate off that inverted kind of right channel, people, and he's been one of the standout performers in the Copa America. I know his fellow countryman James Rodriguez, if I remember correctly, one player of the tournament, but you get the point, and it's unfortunate for him that it would have been quite the story if Colombia were to get over the line. Unfortunately, you're playing that Argentina squad, which is stacked with quality, not to mention Lionel Messi, people. He's caught the attention based on reports of several teams across Europe, people, and a move to Europe surely is going to be on the cards, if not this summer, in the near to distant future. Fulham, Villarreal, Fiorentina, and a bunch of other clubs, to name a few of them, people. There's rumours Palmeiras will demand around 25 million for him. So who knows, people, in my opinion. Once again, his heat map shows he has a bias towards the right-hand side, and I think off the ball, he would have to make several improvements based on the data presented and what I've seen to play for Arsenal, let alone in the European game. I do think he'll have to find balance in his play of when to keep it simple and when to keep it moving, but I think he's decent, man. From what I've seen of him, he's adaptable, he's got a degree of versatility, he plays with fearlessness, he's got that fire in his belly, he's not afraid to stand up in difficult moments. You look at him against Uruguay, when you know when you play Uruguay, you're playing some top quality players, but they don't mix their words. If you're doing foolishness, they will kick you all up and down that pitch. And there's that fearlessness. He doesn't care, essentially. Very high technical level. Great shot on him from long distance as well, people, if I'm completely honest with you. And he's got that showmanness about him. You saw what he did against Uruguay. You saw his goal against Panama. So he could potentially be a wild card if I'm essentially talking to you lot. 23 years of age. All the talking points I've said, he's contracted until 2026. He's got 82 appearances for Palmeiras as well as 7 for Flamengo. So he does have a degree of top level senior experience. Of course, respectfully to the Brazilian league, the move to Europe is another different ball game, but I could see why again he's drawing interest. And to be honest with you, in terms of a Copa America team of the tournament, he has to be up there really. So if we were to take a chance on a wild card, which I don't think we will, for 25 million quid, which isn't the biggest amount of money in today's day and age, but it's still 25 million, we could do a lot worse than to sign him, people. Again, I don't think he's an unseasoned chicken. I think he's got a great foundation to thrive in the European game and for Arsenal Football Club. But I'm off to do more research on the player. I can't pretend like I know him religiously. I just like what I see, and I thought, let me make a video for you lot. So yeah, you lot check out the rest of the videos. Don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. If there's any players you want me to do videos on, let me know. On that note, you lot stay safe, stay blessed. Peace.